What's up everybody? Welcome to Balkan Motor. Today we're going to get a new fuse box on the bike.
Zaidi, Zaidi. Zaidi,
Okay, so the current state of affairs is that we have the old fuse box with the old connector here hooking up to the rest of the harness. What we're going to try to do is we're going to try to replace this entire fuse box and all the cables, including the plug, with new wires and a modern fuse box that uses your blade fuses, such that we can then utilize it to mount somewhere in here or whatever, and not have to worry about the problems that may or may not occur with these old school fuses in here. So first things first, let's unhook the connector and I'll go over what we need to do. Okay, so we have the old fuse box unplugged over here. We have 4 fuses. I checked all of them and they're all 15 amp fuses for various things. The cap says that we have the position and tail meter, the winker and stop horn, the headlight, and the pilot lamp. So those are our 4 fuses. Now on the back we see there is 4 wires for them, and the ground is all wired into one and the same wire, so that is probably the thicker black cable right here. So that's 5 connectors in here. Now on our new fuse box, again we have 4 fuses, and we have the terminals on one side and the terminals on the other side. So what I'll probably do is I'll get the feeds on one end and the returns on the other side, or the ground on the other side, and then the 4 that are the ground I will wire together and then solder them and set up the end such that it corresponds to one of these connectors, and we can connect it down to this guy. To do that, 12 gauge wires that I bought, and I bought these endings, which are, these are the female ones, and I bought the male equivalent ones. The only problem that I have is I couldn't find male ones that fit into plastic connectors like this, so that I can just reuse the connector and plug them in. So instead what I'll do is I'll just wire them with those ones, plug them into here directly, and then electrical tape the whole thing so that we don't get stuff being unplugged and things still work. So that's how it's looking right now. So let's begin by setting up some wires with some female connectors, various lengths, and doing things that way. Okay, so for the job we're going to need some 12 gauge cable, electrical tape, the new fuse box, the connectors. We're going to need a cramping tool, a wire cutter, a stripper, and a soldering gun with a little bit of solder, because we're going to be splicing the 5 cables together, or 4 cables together. So first, let's begin by making the positive ones that connect to that. So we're going to need for each a female connector, as well as a male connector on the other end. So for these, let's give ourselves a little bit more cable here to work with. Let's say about this much, I think should be fine, so we can move things around. Got 4 pieces, roughly the same length. Okay, so we have our 4 cables. Now each of them need to strip the ends. and then with each we're going to do a female connector on one end. Even though I crimped them with the yellow, just for safety, I'll do it a little bit on the blue as well, just to get a little bit more assurance that this thing's not going anywhere. So, there we go. Not coming out. Okay, and then we do a male on the other end. Okay, so we have female and male. The idea being that female goes on this side, like so, and the male goes on the other side, corresponding to this. So, I'll make the other four. Okay, so we have the 4 cables. I'm going to wrap this end of it with electrical tape just to make sure that things don't get wet or get affected, but I'll do that after I have the other side. So for the other side, since there's only one thing to connect to, what we're going to do is we're going to do 4 short cables, or 3 short cables and 1 long one, that then get fused together into one. We're going to solder them together, and then on the end of the long one we're going to put a male connector. On the back end of all the other 4 we're going to put the female connector. So like I said, we need, since this box, the connector is on one side, we're going to need a cable that goes around from this side to about the same length as these, just to make things easy. So let's say roughly that long. That would be our long cable. And then we need 4 short ones, or 3 short ones. Let's say about yay long. Okay. So same idea with the short ones. We're gonna strip both sides. One side is gonna be a female connector, the other side will be bare wire, and then we're gonna essentially have 3 of them like this, merging into one, and then the 4th merging with those, going off to the other side, connected to the other ones. Pretty straightforward. Boom. Okay. We need to put a male connector on this end, so that this could actually loop around and go with the other one. So that would do it for the connectors. Now we need to strip the long cable in the middle over here and solder these three onto it. Okay, so we have the new fuse box. Boom, 5 pieces. Let's see how it plugs in. Okay, so we have the new fuse box and the connector. So we know that the big black one right here, that's the ground. So in there we're gonna put this guy. Go this way. Boom. And then the other 4 go in there in any order, since all of them are 15 amp. It doesn't really matter which one goes where. Okay, so we have new fuse box. I'm probably gonna tuck that away right here once I make an electronics pan, or like this, or some other way. We'll see. Like, there's still lots of things we can do with this in order to set things up, but in any way, that's new fuse box. Alright guys, so after I put the fuses back in, everything's all taped up, waterproof, or weatherproof rather, not waterproof. This is taped up as well, so we just need an electronics pan to put all this stuff in. Pretty good. Alright guys, so that was it for this episode. We got the new fuse box in place. No more dealing with those glass fuses. So make sure to subscribe, click the little bell to get notifications when new videos become available. And thanks for watching. See you next time.